Jamon, when we talked to Coach Smart yesterday, he talked about Xavion and how far he feels like he's come in the last 5 or 6 months. What have you seen from him, the way he's developed, getting ready for fall camp?
Just being him consistent, being who we are. Not nothing changed since I've been a freshman here. Just being who we are, energetic, hard on you. Just being him at the end of the day, being consistent.
Coach Schumann posted a lot on social media for the linebacker Olympics. I'm curious to know just what you experienced from that and what you get out of that event.
You learn a lot about the people in your room, what they're good at and what they're not good at. Just an overall time to have fun and be connected before going into grind mode. That's really much it about the linebackers Olympics. A little bit of fun time before getting to work.
Jamon, yeah, Kirby talked, he's told the story a couple times, and you probably saw it about spring drills and calling in you and Smile about turning up the tempo and asking you if you were given the same 110 as the year before. How difficult is that when you're as accomplished as you are to keep that motor running as high as it was when you were that hungry guy just trying to get snaps?
Really just taking it in yourself. Coach don't praise you or, check you unless you're really doing that bad or doing that good. So when he told us that, you had to really look ourselves in the mirror and actually, be truthful with ourselves about what Coach was saying. And he actually showed us some films and some clips of us that sophomore fall camp going into our sophomore year. And he was right as if we looked at it and we was hungry. And so fast forward now, you just got to keep the same energy. We're really trying to do the same thing as we did last year. People still, we like to say doubting us. Just keeping that chip on our shoulder and growing it.
Yeah, Jamon, second year starting, third year in the system. Coach talked yesterday about the volume of the defense. I'm curious how long it took you before you had full retention of what you were doing and confident enough to correct others.
I'll say, like I said, my second year, actually my first interview, they asked me, how would you know you'll be okay? And I really told them just as long as you lock in your first year, learn behind the guys that's ahead of you, and when your time comes, it comes because at the inside linebacker here at University of Georgia, they respect you by just the position you play, not by who you are, just the position you play. So they're going to learn, they're going to listen to you no matter if they know you or not because the mic position is the heartbeat of the defense. And we move as he move or that group as the inside linebacker move. So it's not really the time frame, it's that position. And like I said, as long as you learn and lock in that first year and that following year you ready, they're going to move as you move.
Jamon, I don't know if we've had a chance to talk to you since the reckless driving incident. I want to ask you, how you dealt with that with your teammates, your coaches, your family, just, how you addressed it.
Just take it day by day. For me, I'm definitely disappointed in myself, the decision I made. I've been disciplined for that. And just really looking forward to move on from that. I made a bad decision, but, I take full responsibility for what I did. And, me and the team, just take it day by day, just work to move forward.
Hey, Jamon, right here. Another person that Coach talked about yesterday was Jalen Walker. He worked a lot with the outside linebackers last year as well as you guys, but he talked a lot more that Jalen spent a lot more time with you guys in the inside room. What have you seen from him, and what do you think of his flexibility, playing both inside and outside?
Just a versatile player at the end of the day. A person that can play both, a person that we could depend on playing both. Whether we can adjust at halftime to take him to the outside linebacker room or to take him at halftime and put him back in the inside linebacker room. He's that type of player and the type of person that we could depend on doing multiple things at once. Very flexible player, very trustful player, very hard worker, and just like I said, just a very flexible player, dependable.
Jamon, I apologize. I'll ask a follow-up on the speeding thing. Obviously, it was a few days before the crash, and there was also racing involved in that. That led to this idea that there's this kind of culture around the team of that. Can you speak to that? Is there that, or is it what is it?
Not no culture about no speeding. Mine was before everything hit the internet and stuff like that. But I definitely don't think it's a culture that we're creating. Just some bad choices that we're making right now, and hopefully the team get it together.
Yeah, right here. One thing on that, has that been to deal with some of the off-the-season distractions? How tough has that been as a team to kind of put that behind you and focus on? And also, coming into this season, you got a chance to do something that hadn't been done, to win 3 national championships in a row. What's your thoughts on that at history, to be in this position?
About the incident, we're not going to pick it. We're not going to stay looking behind us. We're going to keep moving forward. And about the what you say
To win 3 straight national championships, to have that chance to do something that hadn't been done in the pole era.
really that really haven't that surfaced around the media, but that haven't really been on our mind. Really got to take it game by game right now until we get to that far in the season to worry about the 3-peat accolade.
Jamon, is there anybody in particular on the O-line that gives you fits in practice? That you,
Give me fits like
like
problems.
Yeah, that y'all have constant battles. Nobody. Fair enough.
The whole O-line,
Jamon, you talked a little bit about playing linebacker at Georgia, and this program in particular is known for always having elite talent at that position. And you played behind a lot of guys that have gone on to the NFL and were really great at this university. What are some of the things that you've been able to learn from those guys earlier in your
career? One person I was close to here as a freshman was N'Kobe, and really his work ethic, how he approached everything, basically says hard work works. So that's what I took from him. You work hard, it's eventually going to show off.
Yeah, Jamon, you've stood up here and answered some tough questions and taken a lot of accountability today. Can you talk about that growth in you? I mean, getting used to being in this fishbowl, being the face of the defense, a voice of the team. Is this something you're comfortable with now? Is this something that you have grown into? Do you feel like you're still growing into that?
Should been the face of the defense and accountability. Well, I'm talking about the face of the defense first. I feel like that's just my personality, who I am. I'm loud, energetic, so that's like it fits the linebacker qualities and the characteristics to be a linebacker, especially here at the University of Georgia. Accountability is just growing as a person, knowing when you were wrong at. You can't move past something unless you admit, take credit for it. That's what I try to do. And you can't dwell on the past. If I dwell on the past, what do you think the defense is going to do? I'm the leader of the defense, one of them. So you got to keep moving forward, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you touched on being disciplined because of that reckless driving arrest. What did that discipline look like? And this offseason, obviously, going through that, seeing your name in headlines, seeing the team culture, somewhat being attacked. What have you learned about yourself through going through this process and going through this offseason, as difficult as it has been?
Say it again? Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Just what did the discipline process look like for you after your arrest, and then what have you learned about yourself this offseason going through that process?
The discipline. I want to never do it again. It was pretty hard. Throughout that process, I was hard on myself. I didn't believe I made the right decision. Just being hard on myself, and that's really just it. That's it. Couldn't think.
You made a couple of All-American teams last year, like first team. What kind of goals do you have this year for your game personally?
My goal is for the team to do what we came to do, and set out to be who we set out to be. And I ain't really worried about my my goals anymore. Team meeting, my coach showed us a lot of players that that they had on the third team coming into the season that went first round. So I swiped that off my mind. That's really irrelevant right now to me. The first team, third team, that don't matter. Show me some third team people that went first round, so that doesn't mean nothing. Really working about the team. Team success brings individual success, so that's what I'm worried about.
Got time for 2 more questions?
Jamon, when you look at this defense, the people having to replace some guys from last year, what do you guys need to do over these next few weeks in camp to, when you get in the season, be successful?
This is University of Georgia, so we have talent everywhere. We have the size, we have the mindset. I just feel like as a part that been here, a piece of the defense that been here the last 2 years, I just think we got to have connection. At the end of the day, the connection brings a team together, and that's something we're building right now.
Jamon, what's going to make this inside linebacker group particularly dangerous this year?
Coach Shu, let him be who we are. Let him keep, being hard on us. Let him keep coaching every little thing that he can, and let the linebackers just listen to him, because he's one of the best in the business.